Greetings and salutations, one and all. I hope we find you well in this trying time our world faces. No doubt, much like ourselves, you seek a distraction, to immerse yourselves into another land, another time. You look to laugh, to cry, to experience excitement and delight, as well as tense moments of the unknown, to fall in love and in hate with fictional characters brought to life in a rich world. If this is true, then allow me to introduce you to the Misfits. The Misfits is a D&D 5th edition game played online over Discord, bringing veteran and neophyte players together under the guise of storytelling, seeking action, adventure, intrigue, and perhaps a little romance along the way. Because we know ourselves well, hopefully, and our characters, and while there will be no explicitly played out scenes of a sexual nature, we still urge you to be at least 17 years of age to follow our tale. Some of us curse like sailors, and our jokes are not typically meant for children. There will also be some darker concepts and storylines told. Now, allow me to set the scene. In the kingdom of Faeruz, there is a port city called Azuline, a city with shining heights bright enough to cast deep, long shadows over the docks and slums. For those living in these shadows, life holds hazards the rich and famed couldn't fathom. But it is their life. They live within their own rules, various factions working together in a tenuous peace that keeps the blood on their streets and in their gutters from running like rivers. That is, until the Pride came. Hailing from the capital city of Crystalline, the Pride sought to disrupt the tenuous peace held by the Shadow City's factions. A peace facilitated by the matron and patron of the Misfits, Mama Tor and Papa Trife. There is something they did not count on, though. The blood of the Covenant is stronger than the water of the Rhone. For the Misfits, this is doubly true. The ties that bind them go deeper and are stronger than any simple familial ties held by others. Through shared pain and turmoil, they have reforged themselves under the gentle guidance of their adopted parents. Through fate, 5 of the eldest have returned home to answer the cries of their younger siblings and hunt those responsible for kidnapping their mother and gravely injuring their father. They are Connor Faust, an up-and-coming artificer in the Shadow City and a small-time brewmaster, always seen in the company of his steel defender, Boomer. Played by Chris. Eridini Aseth, or Ari, a tiefling sorceress touched by the lightning and wind of storms. Having taken to the road as soon as she was old enough, she began to travel until those winds brought her back home. Played by Alice. Vale Swiftfoot, a halfling rogue, working for her uncle, the King of Thieves, and overseeing the young ones within the Thieves' Court, guiding them and protecting them much like her mother did for her and her siblings after they all had been orphaned in some fashion or another. Played by Stephanie. Dakira Swiftfoot, a dragonborn barbarian. An oddity within the city itself, Dakira took the lessons of the Shadow City and left to make a life for herself in Faeruz within their military. Now a lieutenant in the army, she has been proud to bring honor not only to herself, but to her family. And finally, but certainly not least, Hattie, the young elven bard who went off to travel with a merchant from the Fea Empire as a guard, picking up odd tricks and always returning to visit with little oddities and stories for her younger siblings. Though now her older siblings are starting to question exactly what she's up to on those trips. Played by Deslin. And then there is me, Rose, the dungeon mistress, guiding the characters and their players in a world of my creation. Welcome and feel free to get comfortable. We may be here a while. Just a little bit of information. You are coming into a campaign that in some ways is newly starting, but in other ways has already seen a little bit of play. As my players know, I have a penchant for creating one-shots that have a little too much built into them, and it always seems to bring the players of said one-shot into the mindset of they want more. They want to experience what else these worlds I've created has to offer. As such, my one-shot has become a campaign. We gather on Sundays, but while other games may have a set schedule of weekly, bi-weekly, or once a month, ours is a little bit more loosey-goosey. Life tends to throw wrenches, and because of that, we are not setting ourselves to a strict schedule. Essentially, we will come together and play as we have time to do so. So when we do have those moments and we want to share them, we hope that you will enjoy the story and follow along. Please feel free to leave your amazing comments for my players. They are awesome people. Again, as I've mentioned, from veterans to neophytes, we are set on telling a story. None of us are rule lawyers. None of us are in this to do a min-max type of setup. We are in this for the story. So please do keep that in mind as you continue along. I am so happy and proud to have this group of people with me exploring this world. And I can only hope that even just a little bit of their excitement for this rubs off onto all of you. So, without further ado, enjoy!